The newly elected city councilors and school committee members were sworn into office on Monday, January 1st. Words of encouragement and working together were spoken by many officials. Here's more from the event.
As Cardinal O'Malley so eloquently said in his Christmas homily, in a room where there is still no room at the inn, we must commit ourselves to a compassionate response to the poor, the sick, the refugee, the prisoner, the stranger, the homeless, those who are a different color, speak a different language, those who embrace another ideology. Yes, we know we face challenges: housing, education, inequity, healthcare, climate change, transportation, finances. And yet every day I have the privilege of working with some of the brightest and most committed individuals in municipal government. Both this group taking the oath of office today and those who choose to work for our city. And together we are ready to meet those challenges. As the mayor of Newton and a proud Newtonian, I stand today on the first day of this new year, confident about the future of this city we call home. Because of all the work of the city council and the school committee and the employees, we are doing so much to move this city forward. We're breaking ground on a new center for our older residents, the people who built this city. We're constructing new school buildings. Less than a year ago, we opened the first. This is the first facility ever built specifically for our 3- and 4-year-olds, the Newton Early Childhood Program. We just broke ground on a new home for the Lincoln Elliott Elementary School community and received, I don't know if you heard this good news, we just received $21 million in state funds to support the project. We are completing the designs for a brand new Countryside and Franklin school buildings, and in addition to Horace Mann, thanks to Newton voters last March, as well as the Newton Retirement Board this past summer. This is the most aggressive school capital investment period Newton has seen in many, many decades. We will upgrade facilities for our police officers and firefighters. The funding request is on the City Council agenda actually today. We're renovating parks and tennis courts, and thank you, City Council. We've both added lights and turf fields at both our high schools. We'll be swimming at 2 new pools and splashing in a new spray park at the Gath Complex this summer. Mark your calendars. It looks like June 10th might be the official opening. We're fostering community and joy by investing in arts and culture and supporting a wonderful panoply of nonprofits who can utilize the new community auditorium at 150 Jackson Road in just a few years. We're making our roads and sidewalks safer for pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers, and thank goodness we're paving roads, lots of them. 53 during this past paving season, with many more on tap for this coming construction season. We're greening our city. We just got this news by becoming one of the 10 communities in Massachusetts requiring electrification for new buildings. With Newton Power Choice, with clean energy requirements for buildings, with coaching on heat pumps and electric vehicles, and with a building emissions reduction and disclosure ordinance. We're planting more trees, and thanks to our urban forester, Mark Welch, and this city council, we updated our tree ordinance just a few weeks ago to better preserve our tree canopy and make sure we live up to our moniker, the Garden City. We are opening our doors. The Armory in West Newton will have 43 units of permanently affordable housing. We will soon welcome new families to transitional housing on Washington Street at the Family Aid West Newton Navigation Center. And bravo to this city council. We've updated our zoning so many of our village centers can have a better mix of housing, shops, restaurants, and public transit. We're pushing for better public transportation, working with State Rep. Khan, Senator Cream, and our partners at the State House, and with great leadership from Congressman Jake Auchincloss, our senators, and our partners in Washington to get the critical final funding for 3 new commuter rail stations in West Newton, Auburndale, and Newtonville, so we can have fully accessible, more frequent, and reliable service to Newton. We are committed to addressing the needs of our students and educators in the Newton Public Schools and supporting the vision of our new superintendent. By increasing the NPS operating budget, tapping into surplus funds, and investing in facilities and curriculum while paving the way for a pay raise for our amazing educators and settling a fair and sustainable contract with their union, the Newton Teachers Association.
Finally, I also want to thank Mayor Fuller and the members of the school committee. Vice President Kalis and I look forward to working with you as we help lead our great city. My most important role as president of the City Council is to serve the institution of the City Council. Vice President Kalis and I will work closely and collaboratively to ensure that all of our members feel heard, all perspectives can be shared and discussed, and all deliberations are respectful. Our work began with the appointment of the committee chairs, vice chairs, and members. And together we have chosen committee leaders and members with a range of viewpoints, paying careful attention to making sure that leadership roles were distributed broadly and committees represent a diversity of views. We have a duty to deliberate thoughtfully, and that means listening to each other. It also means that we can disagree, and that is healthy. We do a better job when we engage in vigorous debate so that we are exposed to different points of view. But it also means that whenever possible, we should attempt to build a broad consensus to resolve an issue, no matter how controversial it may be. The City Council has 2 best practices guides, one for all councilors and the other for committee chairs. Vice President Kalis and I expect to update and reissue them shortly. These best practices will help all of us do our jobs better. It is critical that we, as your elected officials, always remember that we work for you, the nearly 90,000 residents of this city. So what does that mean? It means that we will listen, truly listen to our residents. You should not hesitate to provide us with feedback, good and bad, on particular issues before the council, and more generally, on how we are serving you. And while an occasional positive comment will be appreciated, we all benefit from some praise. It is also important that you offer your criticisms and suggestions for improvement. It means that you should expect to see us at an array of public events, such as the Martin Luther King Day celebration, the library fundraiser, Newton Serves, Village Days, Memorial and Veterans Day, observances, and high school graduations. While none of us can be at everything, showing up matters. And finally, I'll leave you with this. It means that you should expect us, as your city councilors, as your elected officials, as the people we work, who are your employees, you should expect the following. We will work hard. We will listen thoughtfully and carefully. We will do our best to act fairly. We will accept feedback and learn from our mistakes. And always, 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 we will serve with integrity on your behalf. I know that my colleagues and I will do our best to meet those standards, and I look forward to a productive term for the City Council. Thank you very much.
Today I want to share a message grounded in reality. The reality is that Newton has done something special for generations. We've managed to thread this needle where we deliver a quality of education that is equivalent to wealthier communities a quarter or a third of our size. This achievement cannot be understated, as there is no place else in the Commonwealth nearing our size and quality of our public schools. Another reality exists, that the Newton Public Schools have been at a multi-year crossroad. The trends creating this inflection point predate the pandemic, but were certainly exacerbated by it. Our challenge, as we continue to work through this moment, is to ensure that Newton continues to thread that needle for the generations to come, being a city of 90,000 and delivering that high-quality education, producing strong academic output, and providing what is required for the diverse needs of our students. And to manage these two realities, I simply ask that we be productive. Being productive includes an honest assessment and, if necessary, reevaluation of the path we are on. It will require defining expected outcomes up front and assessing whether we are achieving those outcomes. We cannot be an organization driven solely by ideals without recognition of whether the policies we choose produce results aligned with those ideals. NPS needs to be an outcome-driven organization, one where our ideals will define our expected outcomes and the implementation of our policies will produce them. And so being productive applies to every member of the NPS community. This committee, our administrators and staff, our families, the broader community. Ask whether every policy, practice, or interaction is productive. Is it moving us closer to our goals? What is the purpose? What is the expected outcome we are seeking from the action we are taking? Will our chosen path achieve those goals? An important element of this inflection point has been new leadership, and I believe this institution has the leader it needs to move forward, to be productive, to define our goals and put forth a plan to achieve them. I look forward to working with Dr. Anna Nolan over the coming year doing just that. And with Dr. Nolan's leadership, I believe, and I hope that you, the City Council, our educators and families, and the community will see us being productive. Because this is how we intend to earn your trust and to continue to thread that needle. We will be clear about our intentions, state our goals up front, and deliver the results that you expect and that our kids deserve.